Hi, my name's Bridget, and I am the founder of Finding Coherence. And this is your welcome introductory video. So, thank you for joining. Thank you for taking the time for yourself because self care is the new healthcare. And you're going to learn a lot of different theories as well as methods. So, take what works for you. It took me about a year and a half to figure out the combination that worked for my body. And I went through many different modalities, and I keep up with some of them because some of them still work. But for the most part, I have my morning routine and my daily routine that I do to keep my body in a healthy state. It's a daily practice. So you need to carve out at least 30 minutes in the morning to set your day and 30 minutes at night to set your evening or sleep routine. I have many different suggestions to do before and after, morning time, bedtime. And I also have different checkpoints during the day that just to make sure my body's in a good state, my mind is also in a good state, happy state. So I wanted to share a little bit about my story. I was diagnosed with Hashimoto's in 2012, and I didn't know what that was. I knew it was an autoimmune disease, and I couldn't understand why my body was fighting with itself. That to me made no sense. Knowing what I know now, it makes total sense. And I did more research and found out about trauma. Trauma from the ages of 0 to 7 years old can create an autoimmune disease if you don't deal with, I guess is a good way to say it, deal with the trauma and reevaluate the trauma. Because what happens from 0 to 7 years old is that we don't have a conscious mind yet. It hasn't been developed. Our subconscious mind is totally there. In fact, the subconscious mind always hears everything. Everything you see, everything you think, experiences, it remembers everything. And that's what makes it so powerful. So when you can tap into your subconscious, that's when you have basically a super brain. And that's where speed reading is possible. Dreaming and having lucid dreams where you can manipulate your dreams. There's been a lot more research on the brain, and we now understand that our memories are not here in our brain. Our memories are out here in our aura. And I will show you a picture of your aura. And the doctors don't talk about this because the doctors don't know about it unless they've kind of ventured down that path. And when you go to school to be a doctor or nurse, they do not talk about the energetic body. In fact, what I was told, I have many ER visits going to the ER because I had a gluten exposure or I wasn't feeling well, and I thought something serious was wrong with me. In fact, it was just my allergies from gluten and some other sugar and soy and other things that I was eating because of my leaky gut. So what I learned is, they would tell you, hey, all the tests come back, you're normal, there's nothing wrong with you, it's all in your head. But what they meant to say was, we can't help you here because nothing's wrong with your physical body per se. It's manifested in your physical body. You need to look at your energetic body and figure out what blockages are in your body, just like Chinese medicine. Acupuncture, for example. They have needles that they put in different parts of their body so they can unblock that energy flow. Now, we have many different meridians in our body that go up and down, left and right, and I study a 3,000-year-old practice called Jinshin Jitsu. And that also works like acupuncture, but without the needles. You're taking your hands and you put them in different parts of your body. So anybody that wants to do acupuncture but is too afraid of the needles, try Jinshin Jitsu because it is the only modality that I have found. And I am a licensed massage therapist, and I've done many different techniques and therapies when it comes to your body. And this is the only one that I can find that gives you homework. So after you have a practice, after you go to a session, then you can go home and further keep those energies in full flow and in balance and harmony by continuing to do a self-care practice at home. And one thing, I spent thousands of dollars going to acupuncturists and even a Rolfer, that every month I would go for a year and a half. This was after my car accident that I had in about, I think it was 2015. And I have 4 herniated discs in my neck. So I did the injections of the steroids and this, that, and the other. I did not do the surgery, but after having a daily practice of Jin Shin Jitsu and also frequencies, using my tuning fork that I have on my body and on any disharmony that I have, this actually sends a frequency or a vibration to my body and it harmonizes it. So when I had a bloated stomach, I would take it and I would put it on my stomach, and sure enough, slowly but surely, the pain, the bloating would go away. And that's called harmony. And you're doing the same thing when you're doing Jin Shin Jitsu, except for you're placing your hands on certain parts of your body to harmonize them. So it's been an awesome and amazing practice. It is a daily practice. You don't go to the gym one time. You go to the gym several times a week in order to have that fit body. Well, it's the same way with an energetic body. So back to the medical system. So don't ever have a doctor tell you that it's all in your head, because you need to correct them and say, it's not all in my head, it's in my energy field, in my aura. And once you can harmonize that and get the trauma out, then you become harmonized yourself. Now, my concern the last 2 years, the trauma that all of us have been through with COVID, as well as just the shock of what happened not only to our country here in the United States, but all over the world, the effect it had. So my concern and my passion at this point is to get out there and teach other people what I know so they can heal their body, not through anything but themselves. And there's no lotion or potion or pill to take. It's just the time that you spend on yourself, the thoughts that you think, because that has a different vibration as well. And it was the day that I stopped telling my body how sick it was and how unwell I felt. That was a day that shifted my life. I was reading lots of different books about affirmations, and Hay House was a place I would go to get a lot of really good information. However, I realized that, we do have the power, we do have an innate system in our bodies that can help us. The body's constantly going into homeostasis, which is basically putting the body in harmony. And you might be surprised to know, because a lot of scientific data and research papers, the local doctor and the local media does not get that information until 19 years. Not days, not months, years. That's almost 20 years of knowledge that's been out there. But yet people like us go to the doctor expecting them to keep up with the research. And I found out that that was not true. So do yourself a favor and educate yourself when it comes to your health, because you know what your body does. You know what your body feels like, and no doctor or nurse can ever tell you different, because it's your body. So just know that there's other options out there besides going to your local doctor, and know that the research, for example, of the microbiome, that's been around for a good, 20 years, if not more, that our gut, our digestive system, from our mouth all the way out to the other end is just a tube. And that tube, especially in our intestines, it's only 1 cell thick. So when you're eating different things, it can have an effect on the body. And certain molecules like sugar have a very sharp edges to the molecule. And since your lining of your cell wall of your intestines is only 1 cell thick, this molecule can make little micro tears in your intestine. Once it does that, and you continuously eat the food that can cause damage like that, then you're going to have leaky gut. Then leaky gut, when you're eating, let's say, a regular carrot that's supposed to be healthy for you, right? You eat the carrot, and then a little molecule of carrot gets out of your intestine because of that tear, gets into your blood system. Your immune system freaks out and says, whoa, this is not human. This is not something I need to do. We must attack it. And then it forms a immune response to it and causes the inflammation, the pain, and then now you're allergic to carrots. So to avoid all that, you need to really know that you are what you eat. You need to be very careful of what you eat. I'm not saying never eat sugar again. That's not what I'm saying. But know that the intestinal lining, it takes 5 to 7 days for that repair to be done. And if you're constantly eating that sugar or that donut or that, other unhealthy thing, your body doesn't have the time to repair itself. Not only that, but we think that we're human and we're a human being. In reality, this here, yes, it's matter, and yes, we're a person. However, when you go microscopically down into what you are, your whole body is just a meat suit containing billions and trillions of different microorganisms in symbiosis. And in symbiosis is basically in harmony. When your body's in harmony, you feel well. When your body's in disharmony, you don't feel well. So one good example I can give is when you're eating something, let's say you're sitting down for dinner and you're watching the news. Well, your eyes are watching what's going on, but yet you're trying to eat, and what you're seeing on TV may not agree with you. You're upsetting your whole symbiosis inside. And that can create a huge problem. So you're going to learn many different things from me as far as how to eat, when to eat, what to eat. But that's also just one little part of changing your life. Breath work is huge. People don't breathe normally. And we need to learn how to take a breath, not only breath inside your house or in a covered place, but going outside and getting that fresh air. That is so important. Going out in the morning when that sun rises and looking and facing the sun and getting that frequency of light in you, that changes your circadian rhythm. And your circadian rhythm is basically a system in your body, an innate system that knows when you wake up, when you should go to sleep, when you digest your food, just all the regular life functions that your body goes through. Well, you have to realize that a lot of times technology or our own being wants to stay up late. Well, with electricity now, you can be up 24/7. But when you sacrifice your sleep, you're going to sacrifice your health. So one big topic we need to talk about is sleep. And that will be a whole different, I could spend hours talking about sleep. So I just wanted to do a quick video to say hi, welcome. Thank you for being here. Thank you for choosing the time to take for yourself to make a change, make a difference, because when you start feeling better inside, then you can share that information with other people And that's how we change the world. When you look at things differently, the things you look at are different. So take it from me, a person that had Hashimoto's for about 8 years or 6 years. But it was a year and a half of me really focusing on me before I could decide I need to change. So thank you very much for joining me. We'll talk soon.